Welcome to Mythic Mysteries. Today, we're diving deep into the legendary world of Norse mythology, a realm where gods, giants, and fearless warriors shape the very fabric of the cosmos. These ancient stories are filled with power, wisdom, sacrifice, and drama. From Odin's unquenchable thirst for knowledge to Thor's epic battles with terrifying giants. Norse mythology is not just about myths, it's about meaning. These tales have echoed through centuries, influencing cultures, literature, and modern storytelling. So, grab your horn of mead, settle in, and join us as we unravel the divine and the deadly, the gods of the North. Odin, the All-Father. Our journey begins with Odin, the king of the Aesir, ruler of Asgard. And the revered All-Father, Odin is not just a warrior god. He is the embodiment of wisdom, magic, poetry, and prophecy. With a long gray beard, a wide-brimmed hat, and a single eye burning with insight, Odin wanders the 9 realms in search of knowledge, always accompanied by his 2 ravens, Hugin and Mjölnir, thought and memory. He gathers secrets from the ends of the world. One of the most powerful symbols of Odin's relentless pursuit of wisdom is his sacrifice at Mimir's well. There, he willingly gave up one of his eyes to gain access to sacred knowledge, a price he gladly paid, but his sacrifices didn't. And there, to learn the runes, the powerful symbols of magic and fate, Odin hung himself from the world tree, Yggdrasil, pierced by his own spear. Enduring 9 days and nights of agony, he gave himself to himself, a mysterious and powerful act of will that revealed the deep nature of reality and fate. Odin is also the Lord of Valhalla, the great hall where the bravest fallen warriors, the Einherjar, train for Ragnarök, the final battle. He selects these heroes with the help of the Valkyries. His role as a war god is not about brute strength, but about strategy, foresight, and spiritual sacrifice. Odin's presence is vast. He is a god who sees beyond the present moment, a thinker, a dreamer, a warrior, and a father of gods and men. Thor, the thunder god. Now let's turn to one of the most iconic figures in Norse mythology, Thor, the god of thunder. With his red beard, booming voice, and unshakable loyalty, Thor is the protector of Asgard and Midgard. His mighty hammer, Mjölnir, is perhaps the most famous weapon in all mythology. Forged by dwarves, Mjölnir can level mountains, summon storms, and always returns to Thor's hand when thrown. It is not just a weapon, it is a symbol of power, justice, and divine protection. Thor rides a chariot pulled by 2 massive goats, Tangrisnir and Tangjoster, and his rival is always marked by rolling thunder and flashing lightning. He's a god who acts direct, bold, and deeply connected to the everyday people of Norse society. He is their champion. One of Thor's most humorous and clever adventures is when his hammer is stolen by the giant Thrym, who demands Freyja as his bride in exchange. To retrieve Mjölnir, Thor disguises himself as Freyja and crashes the wedding. With quick wit and raw power, he reclaims his weapon and defeats the giants. This tale shows that Thor isn't just a brute force warrior. He can use cunning when needed. Thor's ongoing battles with the Jotnar, the giants, reflect the eternal struggle between order and chaos. His strength, courage, and unwavering sense of duty make him one of the most beloved and enduring gods in the Norse pantheon. Loki, the trickster god. Wherever the gods go, chaos follows, and often, it's Loki who brings it. Loki is the god of mischief, lies, and transformation. Neither entirely good nor evil, Loki is a shapeshifter who walks a fine line between ally and enemy. His presence keeps the gods on their toes, and his actions often drive the plot of many Norse myths forward, sometimes to hilarious ends, and other times to disaster. Loki is the son of a giant, but was accepted into the Aesir by Odin himself. His charm, cleverness, and unpredictable nature made him both an asset and a threat. He could transform into animals, women, or even obscure objects to achieve his goals. In one myth, Loki turns into a mare and ends up giving birth to Odin's 8-legged horse, Sleipnir. But Loki's most infamous act was orchestrating the death of Baldr, the beloved god of light. Loki learned that mistletoe was the only thing that hadn't sworn not to harm Baldr. He tricked the blind god Hodr into throwing a dart made of mistletoe, which fatally struck Baldr. This single act triggered a chain of sorrow, mistrust, and ultimately, the end of days, Ragnarök. Loki's role in the myths reminds us that not all chaos is meaningless. Sometimes it is the catalyst for change, and sometimes it is the agent of destruction. His complexity makes him one of mythology's most fascinating characters, a wild card in the divine order. Freyja, the goddess of love and war. Next, we meet Freyja, a goddess of great beauty, but also great strength. She rules over love, fertility, passion, and magic. Yet she is also a formidable warrior. Freyja wears the dazzling necklace Brisingamen, a symbol of desire and feminine power. Her chariot, pulled by two giant cats, carries her gracefully across the sky. Freyja is also associated with the magical practice of cider, a form of Norse sorcery tied to fate and intuition. She taught this art to Odin, showing her role as a bridge between the divine feminine and the mysteries of the universe. As a war goddess, Freyja leads the Valkyries, and she claims half of the honored dead to her own hall, Folkvanger, while Odin takes the other half to Valhalla. Her dominion over both love and death reflects the duality of existence, beauty and brutality, passion and pain. Freyja's stories tell us that power and femininity are not opposites. They are intertwined. She is a goddess of immense emotion, strength, and independence, making her a vital part of Norse mythology. Baldr, the god of light and purity. Baldr, the radiant and gentle son of Odin and Frigg, is often portrayed as the most beloved of all the gods. He is the god of light, truth, beauty, and purity. So perfect and cherished was Baldr that the entire world wept when he was foretold to die. His presence brought peace to those around him, a divine figure untouched by cruelty. Fearing for his life after ominous dreams, Frigg made every object in the world swear never to harm Baldr. All complied, except for one, mistletoe. Loki, the trickster, discovered this oversight and crafted a weapon from the plant. He then deceived Hodr, Baldr's blind brother, into throwing the mistletoe dart, unknowingly killing Baldr. The gods were devastated. Even Hel, ruler of the underworld, was moved, but Loki's interference prevented Baldr's return. His death was the beginning of the unraveling, the first step toward Ragnarök. Baldr's story isn't just tragic, it's deeply symbolic. It reflects the vulnerability of purity, the certainty of fate, and the sorrow of lost innocence. His tale teaches us that even the most perfect light can be extinguished when envy and betrayal go unchecked. Heimdall, the guardian of the Bifrost. Heimdall, the ever-watchful guardian of the Bifrost Bridge, stands tall as the sentry of Asgard, with piercing eyes and supernatural senses. He can see 100 leagues by day or night and hear grass growing across the realms. This divine vigilance makes Heimdall one of the most critical defenders of the gods. Clad in resplendent armor and standing at the edge of the Rainbow Bridge, he guards the path between Asgard and the other realms. Heimdall's presence alone deters invaders, but when the time comes, he will sound the Jallarhorn, a massive, resounding horn that will echo across all worlds, signaling the beginning of Ragnarök. Heimdall's role isn't just defensive, it's prophetic. He stands at the threshold between order and chaos, ever ready, and in the end, during the final battle, he is fated to face Loki in combat. A poetic clash between clarity and chaos, watchfulness and trickery. His dedication to duty and calm endurance under pressure make him a powerful symbol of patience, protection, and preparedness. Frigg, the queen of Asgard. Frigg, the wise and compassionate wife of Odin, holds a position of grace and quiet power in Norse mythology. She is the goddess of foresight, motherhood, and the sanctity of home. As queen of Asgard, Frigg is deeply respected, not just for her divine status, but for her wisdom and emotional strength. She is said to know the fate of all beings, yet she never reveals it. This restraint shows her strength, for knowledge without control is a heavy burden. The most painful moment in her mythology is the death of her son, Baldr. Despite her efforts to protect him, she could not prevent the prophecy from unfolding. Frigg's story is one of love, sorrow, and dignified wisdom. She embodies the deep emotional current of the Norse pantheon, where strength is not only found in battle, but also in resilience, compassion, and the quiet power of insight. Her grief reminds us that even gods can feel powerless in the face of destiny, and yet still hold themselves with grace. Skadi, the goddess of winter and hunting. Skadi is a striking figure in Norse mythology, a jaundice-turned goddess associated with winter, wilderness, and vengeance. She is fierce, independent, and deeply connected to the harsh beauty of the natural world. After her father, the giant Jazi, was killed by the gods, Skadi stormed into Asgard seeking justice. Instead of war, the gods offered her compensation, including the chance to choose a husband from among them, but she could only choose by looking at their feet. Hoping to marry Baldr, she mistakenly chose Njord, the sea god. Their union was short-lived. Skadi, who loved the snowy mountains and forests, could not live by the sea, while Njord missed the waves and cries of seagulls. Eventually, Skadi returned to her mountain home, embracing solitude, cold, and strength. She hunts across the snowy peaks, a symbol of survival and fierce self-reliance. Skadi's tale reflects the clash between different worlds, sea and snow, love and freedom, and affirms the importance of staying true to one's nature. Her presence in the myth stands for personal power, wild independence, and the quiet strength that comes from knowing who you are. And that wraps up our journey through the powerful and mysterious gods of Norse mythology. From Odin's endless wisdom to Skadi's icy strength, these deities still inspire us with their courage, sacrifice, and complexity. If these ancient legends sparked your curiosity, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss the next mythological adventure. Let us know in the comments which Norse god speaks to you the most and why. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next saga.